Hello, my dear Pisces. Welcome, welcome. I'm so excited for this reading for February of 2021 because we're going through some really massive shifts right now. You know, we just went through the age of Aquarius and then we had the new year, and this dawn of a new day is really the energy coming forward. And you all are very, very intuitive. You're a water sign that's extremely in tune. So we're also celebrating in bulk right now, which is a Wheel of the Year season, right in between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. So we're in this in-between space. We're really focusing on the burrowing animals, the squirrels, the skunks, even like chipmunks, but all the way up to badgers and bears. You know, we're really hibernating on our ideas. We're focusing on those goals, but we're also nurturing and planting those seeds in fertile ground. So we'll call upon the four elements. We'll call upon your spirit guides and ancestors. I'm also going to go ahead and clear the energy space by burning some Palo Santo here. If you have your own, feel free to do so. Then just take this time to take several deep breaths. Just release anything that's been going on in your day, everything going on in the outside world, and just focusing on being here now and on being open to receive the messages coming through for you in this reading as we guide the month ahead. Let's dive into your reading, and this sequence will be following. We have your center here, then the past, your mindset, spirit messages from the other world, and then your forward action over there. And this is the Lenormand, and it's read just like a sentence to give us a deeper introspection into the storyline, what's going on with you. So right in the center of your reading here, we have prosperity. I love this. This is just that energy of in bulk, right? This pool of water, the moon high, things are blossoming. We have almost like these fireflies here. And the message is prosperity, allowing things to flow. But it was in reverse, so it seems that many of you may be in a state of resistance. Let's go into the past. A death card. Okay, so a shaman's death. A shaman comes back from death. Okay, a lot of people will talk about shamanistic healing, or I'm getting into shamanism, things like that, but the misconstrued message there is shamans are people who have passed on and come back. So that may be you, perhaps, if you've had near-death experiences, and most of us have experienced some sort of soul death. It's just a massive dark night of the soul, of which we do release work, of which we transform, and we become a new person entirely. So you can still be called to shamanism from having those dark nights, from having this sweeping away of the old as we embrace the new. In your mindset here, we have great mystery. It's time for you to focus very much on your belief systems. What is it that you believe to be true in terms of manifestation, law of attraction, spirituality, religion? You get to choose, and no spiritual teacher, spiritual healer is allowed to tell you what that belief system is or should be. Okay, so you're really focusing there on creating your own belief system. And the spirit message from the other world is the stone people. This is solid foundations. These are things etched in stone. You know, in ancient times, Native American people used to believe that, and many still do, of course, but they believe that when you go to a power place and you have a meditative experience, you begin to open the crack of the universe, and you're sitting on a stone, right, in a seated position, and you have this awe-inspiring, totally transformative experience that there will be a record of it kept, a record in the stone, where people will walk there for eons to come, and they'll say, wow, something happened here. So there's a suggestion here of creating that sort of power place, of creating for yourself the foundation of which moves mountains. right? So you're paving your own way. You're moving into something very powerful, and the universe is very much responding to that energy here. And when I see this crack in the universe, and we also have here records, I always think of Akashic records, because that's a course that I have taken. It's a course that I teach. It's something that's very near and dear to my heart. It's something I mention all the time, almost in every reading, because now that I know it, I see it everywhere, right? And you can have your own something that, you know, calls to you consistently, that you feel that draw towards, that calling towards. But for some of you, it may be the Akashic records because of these two together. Great mystery, the other world, the higher sources, whatever God, source, spirit is for you, and then tapping into that space, going there and bringing back memories, bringing back messages, being able to communicate with spirit guides. A very beautiful, intentional, and gorgeous superpower for us to have in this day and age. The ability to move beyond the veil, beyond, you know, into the other world. And then in your future outcome here, we have the medicine wheel. And this is the reading of which we're doing. We have the past, mindset, above messages, and forward movement here. And there's a cycle that continues. So you're being asked to move forward. You're being asked to propel yourself. I'm hearing the wheel going down the hill. So it's a downhill movement. It's all downhill from here, you know. So the universe wants things to be easier for you. You've gone through this dark night of the soul. You've experienced what it's like to speak with your ancestors, to get messages transmuted, and now it's time for that to lead you very much to prosperity. So if you're called to doing something of a practitioner's course, a certification course, something like that, that excels you, you may be called to do that now. And I am going to flip these upright as I see them. You'll see me do that quite often. A lot of my decks do not have reverse meanings, and then I will leave it reversed until we cover it, and then I will put it upright. So the story here is, your intuition must lead you. You are an intuitive sign. We have letters here. Some of you may be getting into automatic writing, but this is sometimes messages coming in, which we see here as well, which is knowing being revealed. So something new is coming for you, Pisces. We have communication, which is upside down. Okay, the male, upside down as well. Interesting. The mice, reversed. And the star, reversed. Okay. So I mentioned that a lot of times I will put things upside right. So it could very well be that I shuffled the deck and got them reversed. But for the sake of being here now, your intuition and your ability to receive message is on point. But communication, perhaps specifically with a male figure in your life, causes things to move slowly. Okay, either you're resisting communication or you're withholding information that has to do with your North Star, your direction forward, your next step. So there's definitely a need to release here, because at the bottom of the deck here, we have another death card. So 2 death cards from 2 different decks. It just tells me there's a need for release work. There's a need for letting go. Something is outdated in your space. And then at the bottom of the deck here, we have the storyteller. This is a really, really beautiful spiritual message. And you'll see these storytellers if you go to Trading Posts. I happen to be from Utah, so we have quite a bit of these. You'll see the figurines that look just like this. They're very traditional, very old school artwork. Gorgeous, very expensive, very sacred. And the story is that in ancient times there was a storyteller, and it was a person who would travel amongst the tribes and they would give news, right? So-and-so found this and traded with this person, and that person took that tool and found out that it was poisonous or what have you, right? Real lessons, but it came through in stories, in legends, in tongues, riddles, right? If you know Native American people, some of you may not, they will speak in that way. It's a poetic way, and it's beautiful. It's incredible to listen to. It's incredible to decode, okay? And I have the privilege of knowing a couple different herbalists and medicine people from the Navajo tribe here in Utah. And I've learned so much from them, and I'm so grateful for that knowledge and being able to share it here with you as well. So the storyteller means it's time for you to expand. It's time for you to move forward and to no longer hold yourself back. So you are going to be looking into all the different ways that you can nurture your dreams. Your dreams want you as much as you want your dreams. And there's this peaceful dance that's happening here, this beautiful flute playing, right? And dancing with this pool of like mystical water down here. So when I see this card, it always reminds me of that saying where you just imagine that you already have the millions of dollars. I mean, if you had millions and millions of dollars, what would you do with it? And I would assume that yes, you'd be very happy. Yes, you'd be feeling very free. You'd be in a dance of life. But I also have a feeling here, Pisces, that you have a mission here. And you are on this transition team into this new way of being. You're highly intuitive. You're following your North Star. It has to do very much with transformation, with speaking to spirit guides, with perhaps the Akashic records, and moving things along for the next 7 generations. But there's just a little bit going on, perhaps with communication, that keeps you feeling a little stuck. So let's dive deeper into that. What is ready to be released for Pisces? Or what has been suppressed up until lately? Okay. Embrace oneness with the universe. I love this card. It's like being in the middle of the night, barefoot, outside, crinkling old leaves, and just feeling like I am the scariest thing in the forest. That's what it reminds me of, because there's a bravery here. There's a reason to trust and to just embrace that the universe does very much have your back. And at the bottom here we say, feel loved and proud. It's time to really feel that pride with your accomplishments, to see how far that you have come. And it's difficult to do sometimes with the in bulk being high right now, that energy of hibernation, nurturing what's coming, thinking of anticipation, what is going next, right? And we tend to be very focused there as humans. But when we're hibernating and we're nurturing our dreams, there's also this whole point of staying still for a moment, because I love that there's like a bird here, but it's not caged. She's not holding it. She's just keeping it safe here, because we see the nest, there's leaves here, and these fingers are like growing to best suit this little bird here. So there's love, there's nurturing, which we see more than one time, a nurturing of self, so self-care and new rituals when it comes to that. But this is also nurturing your new ideas, nurturing that business plan, nurturing where you're headed in a way that doesn't feel like go, 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 or else we're going to die. You know, when sometimes we get in that feast and famine mindset. So instead, let's dive into where your mindset should be focused. What does the universe want you to be focused on right now in the mindset? Healing chaos. Yes. This card has actually come up quite a bit. And to me, this is a nod to 2020 and the world at large and the unrest and the craziness of what's going on. There's so much fear and so little trust. And so the universe looks to the generation of the healers, an entire generation of empaths, right? To heal the chaos, to think, okay, we're going to eventually lead this place. And we need to do some clearing. Clearing out of the old, bringing in something new. The universe is very much aware that this new way forward is a bright new day. And this is the energy that I got for January, is this here, this bright, new, unique, individualized, gorgeous energy where the people who walk the earth are fundamentally proud of where they are. They love the planet Earth. They're here to protect it, and they're willing to go to any lengths in order to protect that Earth. But this is what the universe is calling upon us to do, to find stillness, to align, to feel graceful in this dance of life. And instead, many of us are juggling. We're juggling so much because we all have to be in this third dimension. We do. Even if people talk about 5D and Christ consciousness in the age of Aquarius, and, you know, depending on where you are and what the religions are, everybody is talking about something being heightened right now in spiritual awakening. And we're here for it. We're here to see it happen. We're here to go forward into this bright new day, but it takes a stillness, a trusting, and the ability to flow. And it's easier said than done. It really is. There's a stillness there that is needed. Now I'm going to put these in the places that make the most sense there. Then let's go deeper and talk about your future outcome. I love this cycle, the movement. It gets me excited because I feel that you all have some very intense goals, some big goals that you're going towards. Wow. It says follow the leader. And I mean, you just kind of can't make this up. Two different decks, two very similar messages here. Go forward and lead. Pisces, you are a water sign. You are highly intuitive. You are in tune with everyone around you. And sometimes Pisces gets a bad rap, you know, for maybe being sensitive or maybe getting walked on, right? And I know I've just felt some of you cringe, like, oh, I don't want to hear that. Right. Neither does your universe, size, source, God, spirit, what have you. They want you to embrace this leadership role because the world needs you to guide and lead with a new graceful alignment rather than a push, 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 go, go, go. Think of the details, push things forward. You know, that's the 3D. That's where we've all been accustomed to living out of. And the universe is kind of like, no, that's enough. We need the spiritual leaders to set their intentions, right? I mentioned planting seeds in fertile ground, and that is this here. We also have the owl, which is very much representative of you. They see 360 degrees. They see through deception. They see through every lie someone could possibly come up with, right? And we have communication here. So something may be going on where you're like, my intuitive is screaming. My intuitive side is like, no, I don't think so. I know better. I know more. So your communication is hogwash. And the universe is like, yes, that's absolutely true. But more than focusing on the little stuff, on the petty things or what have you, the three-dimensional chaos, instead we want to focus on that big dream. What is this egg? What is the wish that's on that dandelion, right? Because they are the same. The wish goes up to the sky, the egg is nurtured down at the earth, and the owl is here to protect it. So we need to really be focusing on that big goal, that higher message, that higher communication. And when we do, here you are, coming to life. The statue that is melted from stone to a real being. And how to do this in a world so crazy, right, is to focus on your goals and dreams. And here's your intuition here. You're holding, the moon or source, spirit, light, whatever you want to call it. And here's the world down here trying to keep you small, trying to keep you stagnant. And you're over that. You are done with the stagnancy. You're done struggling. You are done with lack. And instead, you are so ready, Pisces, to embrace prosperity. And I love that this is like midnight energy. So there's kind of this method here. The light just turned on. I love that. There's this nod here to burning the midnight oil. You'll go to the ends of the earth to make this dream happen, and the universe sees that. And that is the pull. That is the energy that backs you up. So I have to grab all my mini decks here. So what is it that Pisces is ready to express? We have a jumper. I love that. Sanctuary. We have more of these birds here. And birds are usually freedom, breaking free, going for it, getting out of your comfort zone. But this is a reminder to also revere your sacred space as a sanctuary. We all have that little space somewhere that's like got the altar or just the blanket that's nice, or a little corner that's like, this is my space and nobody should be here, away from the kids, away from the partner, away from it all, where you can set intentions, where you can automatic write, where you can meditate, where you can be, and it's your sacred space. So set that up for yourself, Pisces, because I think that's going to really propel you forward. And we see that here as well with enchantment. This is a mermaid with the long hair here, flowers all around, and it's a mystical understanding that, maybe you're not meant to be fitting in here on this earthly plane. Maybe you're not meant for the three-dimensional reality, and maybe it's very frustrating to have to fit in here, where it's like, this isn't where I want to belong, right? You want to belong with source, spirit guides, ancestors, not in a way of I literally want to pass on, in a way that says, I'm ready to see an overflow and live out my goals and dreams, to lead this transformation forward and become what this world needs. So let's see here, Pisces, what is, your momentum. It's definitely wanting to come through, and I wanted 2 cards, so beautiful. So you're driven sometimes by frustration, and this is a card that we can all resonate with, right? There are so many arrows in the sky, and this goat will just simply not fall. And the person here is probably starving and hasn't seen a goat or an animal in months or what have you. There's lack here. So he's acting out of need, perhaps desperation a little bit. And the universe understands this to a degree, but there's parts of the three-dimensional experience that our guides don't fully understand. So they just say, calm yourself. Just stay steady. Just come back to stillness, and just come back to trust, and just understand that we've got your back. And here we are, humans of Earth, being like, wait a second, if I just stay here, the mice will eat it all up. That's the message of this card. Mice are indeed burrowing animals, which we're focusing on with this in bulk period. But the mice represent a slowly dripping away of all things good. But it was in reverse. So the reverse meaning is actually positive in this case because it is a quote unquote negative card. So you're paying attention to details, small, minute details that is like making sure that your bow is nocked perfectly, making sure that your aim is impeccable. You see that he's taking his time here, but the shot is quite clearly not going to make it unless he pivots and turns and changes. So again, there is this need to change something, just a little tweak. I mean, I don't want to tell you all that you have to change everything that you're doing, because I do see here that your dreams are very high on your intuition. You're setting intentions and going upon the path. It's just a time for some guidance, perhaps reaching out to someone who has done this before, reaching out to someone who is a practitioner, reaching out to somebody and allowing yourself to be supported, because this journey does not fit the norm. You're going outside of the box and living from this place of sanctuary, from this place of going forward and healing what is no longer working. And so the universe says, go where you're celebrated. Also celebrate where you're going. That was good. Because there's the swirling snakes here, which is balance, DNA, helping yourself, being self-sufficient, but in a way that again is like a dance with the universe. It's like, just go where you are guided and know that as you nurture your dreams, your guides nurture you. So again, coming back to trust, again, coming back to how can I make this an enjoyable experience, to be following my intuition. And also there is the need as well to communicate. And that's why I say to reach out to someone who has maybe done this before. I personally have been in business since 2017. I quit my job in 2018, probably a little bit too early for some people with small comfort zones, but I was just like, this is it. I know where I'm going. Here I am. I'm here for it. And here I am 3 years later, still offering services, still presenting my business to others. So it's possible. It is so very possible for you, Pisces. It may just be time to speak out, to reach out to those who have been through it already, who have seen the dark night of the soul also, and who have pivoted and led that transformation forward. So let's see here what aspects of you, Pisces, is coming forward, is awakening now. I love this card. This is the 10 of water. This is emotional understanding. This is emotional fulfillment. And as we balance our emotions, we also balance our superpowers. You know, it doesn't matter what movie you watch nowadays. It's all very mystical, right? And it says, they always say, control your emotions and harness the powers around you. I mean, that's just pretty typical now for most teachers in the mystical space. Just keep your emotions steady and command the universe to do your bidding. Set those intentions, know that it's coming for you, and know that it is something that it will not be let down. And the result, Pisces, this is you, grown, with a raven on your shoulder, with a staff that glows with crystals, and a path that is laid forward with glowing mushrooms and a light at the end of the tunnel, because you have summoned that magic, right? And this gets very mystical. It goes, you know, very far into some of that folklore and what have you. But you really are going and experiencing being a young maiden on a journey that seems quite long, that seems like, you know, quite the pathway forward, but your intention is clear, your path is laid out before you, and the reward is being a wise, you know, I don't want to say woman because not everybody is female, but a wise person who has mastered their emotion, right? And so we go from the wisher, the person who wishes, to the person who does. And it's a priority of putting yourself first. And at the bottom of the deck here, we have an ace, the ace of earth. So grounding coming through for you very clearly. But this is also an ace of growth, of propelling yourself forward, of starting a new project, setting those intentions and seeing them done, seeing yourself succeed, allowing yourself to succeed. This is what gets you out of the bed in the morning. This is creation at its finest. This is also about ideas that manifest prosperity. And this is like your guides here. I mean, this is like what's beyond the veil waiting for you in the Akashic records or the Akashic realm or the other worlds, the spirit realms, whatever you want to call that. It is one and the same, and it's here for you. Okay, next I'm going to grab a couple animals for you, and then we will rearrange. And when I rearrange, I tell the story from start to finish. Okay, courage to illuminate. I love this. This is a bird's eye view. The eagle is the number 1, which is always hilarious to start with the number 1. And then we have here a shaman's death as well. But your shaman's death is your starting point. You're beginning with a transformation. And so from there, we're planting seeds and moving forward and trusting yourself and not allowing yourself to be frustrated any longer. And this bird's eye view, this meditation going beyond the universe, you know, it's like an exploration activity that gets to be fun. And then you come back with that message now illuminated so that it can help you with this nurturing of your intentions. Because it seems to me that your intentions are quite clear. It's just a matter now of making them known to the people around you and sort of saying, like, kind of, get out of my way. I'm here to be a builder. We have lots of 2s. It seems like I've been seeing 22 quite often. Yes, I see multiple different 22s here. So that may be an angel number for you. Lots of 5s as well. Lots of 5s. We have a 5, we have a 3-2, and then we have a 4-1, 2-3. Yes. Anyway, tangent of numerology. I like to focus on that sometimes, but some of you may be called to that, and it may be a solidification for you. So the beaver is obviously a builder. And again, this is the perfect space, the perfect message for the space that we're in right now with In Bulk. The midpoint between winter and spring, a time to build, set intentions, and take action. Okay, I am going to rearrange. And as I do this, please go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, all of the things. Also check out the description box. I have everything that you need to know for how to work with me, how to book a reading, how to book a free call if you're interested in that as well. If you're looking to really manifest your true intentions, I can help with that mindset that you need, that shift that you need to make in order to gain prosperity by following your intuition. It's magical. So check out that description box. I'll be right back. Okay, my dear Pisces, you have been going through it. You have gone through it. You've seen the downsides of being empathic. You've seen your intuitive side cause a ruckus, perhaps. But you must stay on that path. you know, and part of me wants to say the biggest lie ever told is that the path is straight and narrow, you know, because it's not. It goes up and down, and it creates havoc, and we get blown off course, and then we think, oh, we're doing something wrong. And no, that's not the case at all. The chaos is part of the journey. Running around in circles is part of the journey. But what's important is that we always come back to that solid intention, that great plan, that big why, that reason for getting up in the morning, that beautiful intention that keeps you going, that keeps you still. And that it does create a stillness within you, that the peace of mind of, I don't have to worry because at least I always know I'm on this path of intentional living. But it is time to talk about it, Pisces. It's time to tell the world what you do, how you do it. And maybe at first, you just need to write it down. Automatic write. Maybe talk to the people around you in your immediate space, your family members, and let them know my intuition is like on fire. My intuition is screaming at me to do this thing. And then you create a sanctuary for yourself. And you say, okay, I've spoken my piece. Okay, and now it's time to sit down, put my nose in my notebook, know what I am doing, set those intentions like SWOT analysis, you know, measurable goals, that is measuring strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. That's what SWOT stands for. And I feel that many of you are very much focusing on those details, which is beautiful, Pisces. It's needed, it is, but don't get stuck there, okay? Because though we want to measure our weaknesses and our threats, we also want to measure our strengths and our opportunities, okay? There's a reason why there's 2 negative, 2 positive in a SWOT analysis, because what are your strengths and what could happen to puncture those strengths? And what is your weaknesses? And what is the opportunity for growth through that weakness, right? So be very cautious, Pisces, not to get frustrated or stuck in those little details. Because more than that, it's more important that you just continue going, that you continue speaking your truth, you continue growing this dream, and you continue to share your ideas with the world. It's going to be a process. Excuse me. Things always take time. You'll see yourself coming back around and back around again. But you will be learning to keep the world at bay. You are learning to rewrite history with studying your emotions, with nurturing your goals and dreams, with speaking your truth and letting it be loud. Because your dreams, your soul purpose, the things that you're here to share and speak on is like music to some people's ears. I mean, I love doing my free sessions because it's like a new client consultation. And I'll still give you my tips and I'll still tell you what I feel for you. It's kind of a free reading, but of course, don't take advantage. Donations are always accepted, things like that. But I just love to hear about it. I love to hear what people have going on. And I am somebody who speaks that language, who's going to understand where you stand and then help you to strengthen that SWOT analysis and help you to move forward with an action plan, with a business plan, what have you, that allows you to walk forward with pride, with trust in the universe, that everything is working out in your favor, that everything is going to be more than okay. So much more than okay. It's going to also be fulfilling for you. You're going to see yourself in this song and dance that you just get to sing and dance all the time, right? Which is, of course, a symbol for speaking your truth, walking your walk. And in so doing, you show people that you are indeed a leader, that you're not afraid of your truth. You're not afraid of your intentions. You're not afraid of your goal, your path forward. Everything is moving quickly as you learn how to get your footing. And again, this could very well be accessing the Akashic Records. Again, I'm a practitioner of the records. I certify people to become certified, to teach others, to provide readings. So an entire income stream, Pisces. But again, this is stable footing, foundations to build upon, belief systems, intentional living. You're here to pave that way. And it's an emotional, intuitive, powerful, gentle way of being, which leads to transformation, Pisces, where you are in communication with the universe consistently. Constantly automatic writing, or constantly accessing the Akashic realm, or constantly speaking with spirit guides. And in so doing, you get to move forward with an illuminated path, illuminated message from your spirit guides that allows you to walk through life feeling just like this here. And you all, this is a prosperous, very abundant decision where you get to choose to consistently fly so high. You know, that's the medicine here of the eagle. They fly so high that they disappear. And so they come back with messages. They come back with messages that illuminate the path forward to prosperity, abundance, having your needs met, and also having your mind, body, and spirit fulfilled, Pisces, because good people do good things with money. And we need to normalize wealth, normalize having spiritual entrepreneurs on the path to abundance and holding that wealth, because what will we do? Literally ask yourself, if I had the millions, if I had the trillions, what would we do? Many of us would buy forests. Many of us would protect sacred sites. Many of us would protect endangered species. And I've got chills all over because I know this is calling you, Pisces. And it's very much part of my story as well, my intentions that I set forward as well. So this is just at the bottom of the deck screaming at me now. Blessed sight. Moving forward, knowing where you're going, knowing where you're headed, feeling that springtime energy. I love that she still has the coat on, but it looks very warm, it looks very lush, but it's probably right about February 1st, right? Which is the exact day that I'm recording this. In bulk, that feeling of nurturing our intentions, nurturing our steps forward, and feeling that way forward with the universal sources, our guides, our spirit guides on our side, going through with prosperity to be able to achieve ultimate success, having wealth in our hands, having clients that we've served. I'm feeling a lot of spiritual entrepreneurs on here. Feeling that call. Could be Akashic Records, it could be Reiki, it could be crystal grids. You get to decide what way you move forward. But I feel that you're here to offer something very large, lots of services being offered to the world. Everybody needs a life coach or, you know, somebody to be on their side. So I am an online spiritual coach. If that feels good to you, let me know. Let's set up a call. Let's get together. I also have free resources. Everything's in the description box that you need. Thank you all so much for being here. I will see you all next month. Bye.